I've just baked this delicious Latvian Abolu Plātsmaize korka, which is a Latvian, literally means flatbread cake. But anyway, goes wonderful with a cup of tea. Perfect for this autumnal time with lots of apples around. So if you want to see how I made it and follow the recipe, then watch the rest of the video. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. Autumn is here, Rudens is klaar. And there's lots of apples about, so I thought I'd make a apple cake. Now there are as many apple cakes in Latvia as there are days in the year, but this is called Abolu Plātsmaize, translates as apple flat cake, and you bake it in a flat pan. It's actually quite complex. It's got three different layers going on. But you'll see that as I make it. So let's have a quick look at the ingredients before we go any further. So we've got sugar, flour, butter, eggs, of course. And then we've got kefirs, skarpkrems, which is sour cream. I mean, what could be more Latvian than having both kefirs and sour cream in a cake? All we needed was dill and it would be perfect. And vanilla sugar and baking powder. And apples, of course. These apples are called Antonovs. I've literally just picked them up from out in the yard, from one of the trees. So they're a little bit sour. Latvia here, we don't really have the cooking apple like we do kind of Bramley apple in the UK, but this is about the nearest thing. So I've got four there, but I might only use 3 or 4. I'll see how much it is. I'll reveal all the quantities, etc. as we go along, but it is kind of one of those cakes you can a bit bung stuff in and do it by eye. So let's get straight on and make the cake, and I'll teach you how to make it. So the first thing to do is put some greaseproof paper into your pan and butter it, and then add 145 grams-ish of flour to a bowl. Then we're going to add 100 grams of sugar and an egg. And then 300 milliliters or grams of kefirs. Don't forget, obviously, a teaspoon of baking powder. And then we're going to whisk all that up until it's thoroughly mixed together. This is actually quite a runny batter, so don't be put off by the fact that it looks really runny. It will set when it's cooked, rest assured. And then of course just pour it into the pan. It will spread out itself, but you can help it if you want, if you've got a spatula. Next we're going to peel our apples. I said 3 or 4 apples. I actually went with 3 in the end, although I peeled 4. I only needed 3 once I worked out the size. Obviously we're going to then core them, and we will slice them up as well. It's completely up to you how you slice them, whether you just want to do random chunks, slices like this, or a bit of both is what I did, just to give it a little bit of texture. Varying texture throughout the cake. Your cake, your choice. Once you've done that, put the apples over the mix. Don't worry about stirring them all in or anything like that. Just pour them over the top. This cake's got 3 layers, so everything will get covered anyway. Just make sure that they're evenly spread out. That's all you need to do, really. Obviously some will sink down into the mix. After that we're going to do our little sugar and cinnamon coating. So 3 teaspoons of vanilla sugar and 1 of cinnamon. If you like cinnamon, then put more on. I will use half of this mixture to spread over the apples. You might want to use all of it if you want it sweeter or more cinnamon, but you need to adjust that later on when we do the next layer to make up. If you're going to use all the cinnamon and sugar here, then you need to add more at the next step, basically. So to a bowl we're then going to add sour cream. We want about 200 grams of sour cream, and then the other half of the cinnamon and sugar mix. Plus I'm going to top up with 2 more teaspoons of vanilla sugar, and we need to add 1 egg, and then we're going to whisk all that up. If you've already used all your other mixture, then obviously you need to put more cinnamon in here. Or if you don't like cinnamon, then don't put any in. Mix all that up so it's thoroughly mixed up, and then we're going to pour that over the mix just roughly. Doesn't, again, not everything has to be coated. If some bits of apple stick through, that's absolutely fine. And then last of all, we're going to make a crumble kind of mix. In the UK we'd call it crumble anyway. I made a mistake here. What I did was I didn't reset the scales when I put the flour on. So I'm looking to add 90 grams of flour. Of course I was 30 grams short because I'd already put sugar in. But the recipe needs 90 grams of flour. I did then realise my mistake when I started mixing it, and I added those extra 30 grams back in. So it's 90 grams of flour, 30 grams of sugar, and butter as well, to make this crumble, which you then thumb through with your, with your fingers. So yeah, just your butter needs to be cold when you put it in. But then we just thumb it through, or finger it through to blend it all in, so you get your breadcrumbs. And then we just top that over the top again. It doesn't matter, not everything has to be covered. This is more about texture. Then we need to bang it into the oven, 180 degrees centigrade, for about 45 minutes, something like that. Your oven times will vary depending on your oven. And it will come out looking a bit like this. We're not looking for it really brown on top. Not like a crumble where you would be brown. As long as 50 minutes, it will be completely cooked through. As you can see, that bottom is set nicely. And the layers are all there. So cut it up as you like and just serve it onto a wooden board like this. It's really tasty. Enjoy it with a hot drink. Love appetit.